Time to talk business with our partners 2 Degrees. The budget for a state highway project on the Kapiti coast is blown out again. Business Desk, Garth Bray with us this morning. Garth, good morning.
Ryan, how are you?
Very well, thank you. So this is Otaki to Levin, because we've head up to Otaki done.
And then Otaki north of Levin.
North of Levin.
What is that going to cost you? More and more every time you ask, it seems. We got the data on that from NZTA, $2.1 billion. That's $87 million a kilometre. I mean, this thing was 1.7 billion the last time they looked at it, and that was a cutback because they were trying to do it cheaper, but it worked out that it was going to be more costly and complicated to ignore the feedback that they got from locals and so on, and so they said, okay, we won't reconsent it, we'll go with this higher 2 billion. It was 1.5 billion in 2021. I think it was about $817 million in 2020 when they first said, let's get going. So 2.5 times the cost. I don't know. How do you make stuff happen in this country when it's just going through the roof like that?
If we just got onto it sooner.
The interesting thing is, though, that the infrastructure people are saying we need to spend more of our infrastructure budget on health and education, not roads. Like, they need a bigger slice of the pie, and yet here you've got NZTA rather, tipping the thick end of $427 million into a project to help get it there. They say, oh, we'll put some tolls on it. Treasury's saying, well, you've got to do tolls, you've got to charge users more.
Yeah, they have to.
You're going to have to scale back your aspirations. But you were talking to Chippy there about capital gains tax. I guess that's the problem, right? We are, as a country, we've got bigger commitments in our future than we can afford to fund.
Huntley, and this deal, we've spoken to Meridian on the program this morning. Yeah. We've also heard from Mercury. What are they saying?
Yeah, we had a chat with Stu Hamilton, who's been in the chair there for about a year. I guess they're nervous, I would say, about this talk about breakups, and they're saying if you're talking about breaking up the generators and the retailers, splitting them apart, that could be a distraction at the very moment when they're trying to work out the power issue. They're one of the big three that signed up to that big coal pile and maintaining the units at Huntley that you've been talking about this morning, and that we took a look at with that Power Games story that we ran a couple of weeks ago, which is probably still worth a look. And I guess the issue there is they're saying, well, this will give us some certainty, this will take some of the uncertainty out of the forward price of power, and that might bring things down, but of course no one's saying by how much. The real answer is obviously to build more or do more with what we've got, and that's probably where you'll hear the big four trying to say that's what we should do rather than look at breakups. Commerce Commission's also still got to take a look at that deal.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
all right. A lot of water to go under the bridge then. Thanks so much for that, Garth. Garth Bray, Business Desk with us this morning. Thanks to our partners 2 Degrees. We speak to Garth every morning.